not a vampire, not an alien. I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings, my goblin nation! I am the Twisted Goblin King! And I'm here for all the Flash review. Oh, this time it is another Flash review. I like it! But do I really enjoy it? That's the question, isn't it? The question of a king! Worthy of a king. Now we got gods and kings in this kind of thing. How could it not, you know? We have kind of thing, I could be so the Twisted Goblin King. Oh god, I would give the runner for his money. I would have all the forces, like the stage force. That was the last one. I didn't go able to get on the name, but the stage force, the strength force, and now, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to the stealth force. It's kind of, you know, the traveling of time, the time kind of force, but it gets used to be like, wanna be stuck in the 90s, wanna be stuck in the 80s. I was like, the 90s? From all ages, from all time you can think of. The 90s? That's the time you're like, you know what? That's a good time. That's an awesome time. I'm also like, in the 90s, it's like the 80s to 90s kind of scenario. And I'm like, I was born in the 90s. I was not that old in the kind of thing. And apparently Cisco was only 7 years old there. I'm like, that makes him like 5 years older than me, kind of thing. Somewhere down the line, or 6. But either way, it's kind of thing. It was in timing. I was like, from all the timings you can do, that's the glory days. I'm very disappointed. I thought it would be the 70s or something. You know, let's get high, you know, everybody does that. But maybe it's because everybody does that, they don't do it. Because fear isn't kind of thing that had been done to death. Supergirl did it. The last time of the episode of The Flash did it. And you know, those things were done. And done. Kind of thing. So I get it. Maybe it's like, okay, let's do another time loop, but somewhere else. This time loop, not the Flash, because the Flash is recovering. The Speed Force is alive and in the mother's kind of thing, and she is dealing with, maybe I should not have looked like Barry. I'm a reminder of his past, kind of thing. Kind of thing. So Cisco and the other guy, the two smart guys, kind of got this time loop. They trying to get out by creating it. The first time loop, they find somebody that gets awake. Like, oh my god, I'm awake! Oh my god, no, I'm awake! They're gonna return us! No! Kind of thing. Cisco is then the one that also got affected, and he's now like he is in partying like he's in the 90s, 80s, 90s, kind of thing. Anyway, so that's the kind of thing, though. They don't know who has the stealth force. They don't know that kind of thing. It seems like it's very like, okay, some are the gods kind of thing going on with the power. Others are not the gods. Like the last one seemed like he was the god. The one before that seems like she was affected. The strong force kind of thing by it. So some are, but that's also the speed force. The speed force is the same. While there isn't God in it, like the Speed Force is now Nora kind of thing. So that's the kind of whole thing. That's but it also is Barry. So it can be from this, but it also can kind of thing be in a being. That's kind of thing. But somehow the Speed Force is like, I don't know, maybe some other kind of thing they will get a... Seems like she doesn't have ultimate knowledge, or she's hiding. She's hiding like a god always is. Gods, man, they always hide things. They always think they're superior than anybody else. Nobody else is more than them. Well, I was the Twisted Goblin King, yes, says. All for the rat! What? Well, because I have a feeling she's gonna become very bad. She feels like a little bit more sinister. She feels like she's hiding something. While I'm at first, I'm like, okay. But also, it could be not the Speed Force God. Here's another theory of mine. She is not the Speed Force God. She's Godspeed, you know, Godspeed. And after Barry lost, all that speed was not fully gone. It actually was fully gone off Barry, but it kind of went into Godspeed even after or before, and Godspeed was actually like all the method, had all the powers of kind of thing, and now he could fully and he controls it. He can kind of thing. He could also do the same thing as a Reverse Flash kind of thing, change him kind of thing, and he's like has all the power, has kind of thing. He's like playing kind of thing, trying to have all the forces, and when he all commentate, he tries to get all the forces. This is the thing in the comics. Also, something happened similar to that. All the forces kind of thing was taken by another speedster called Zoom. Yeah, not the same Zoom, but you know, the same Zoom as we know. He took all the kind of thing and became this godly being with all the powers. And that could also be Godspeed doing it, because Zoom is dead, but Godspeed is alive, so they could give that storyline to Godspeed. That could be a thing, you know, kind of thing. Anyway, so yeah, he kind of a fun little thing was he is like convincing the guy that has the still force, like, you don't have to stay in the 90s, have to stay in your glory days. That's stupid, kind of thing. I mean, I would, if my glory days is kind of, I would not be now, but I would have a better job, because my job literally was not a kind of thing. But for the rest, I think I'm living my glory days like a god, like a king should, you know, a twisted goblin king like myself in my glory day. Oh, I like it, kind of thing. I would change the world like we know it. I would like a king, a twisted goblin king would make rules like no other before, no other ruler kind of has done before. Oh, I will make it glorious. The king of the united world. How does that sound? I think it's so perfect. I think it sounds glorious. But we're not talking about me. We're talking about it. And this! Oh, this sounds great. Kind of thing. So he disappears after all the speech. Like, you know what? I should not live in bed. I can make my own future. And change everybody's future. And he's like, oh, shit. Yeah, it's like we defeated him, but now he's gone, and my speech maybe didn't work like he wanted to. I think he now just scratched the surface of what he can do. And that's also the Speed Force. The Speed Force is something that's like always stronger, always gets better. Oh, it's like even though the Flash has a lot of powers, it's not even, it's so much more. That's even though the Speed Force now is a little bit weaker, like kind of thing. But he seems like kind of thing. Yeah, the Speed Force also wanted to destroy actually the other forces in the comics, and he's even sent it the Black Flash. But you know, the Black Flash is actually dead because Savitar killed him, kind of thing. So there is that was the cause for the Speed Force was not ultimate evil, but didn't want to die, and because the other forces were there, the Speed Force was dying, and it already died. So I don't think he's gonna die. But something about the Speed Force doesn't feel right here. Yeah, could she be somebody else? Somebody thinks so. I have found on the internet that somebody even thought it was the some god that created everything, kind of thing. I'm like, that's weird. I mean, I don't want to say that's weird, but that's weird, because that seems more like a crossover kind of thing. Even though I don't think we're gonna do crossovers anytime soon anymore. Those yearly crossovers with other shows, I don't think this season is gonna be one, or next season. I think when this is gonna be, when the whole virus is done, that kind of thing, when the cure is given to everybody, kind of thing, that's when we strike. That's when it's gonna happen. Anyway, so yeah, I give this episode an 8 out of 10. I didn't think too much of it. I think the Flash was all the way out of the episode, and Caitlin was out of the episode till the ending, and then she changed. Caitlin became this 90s kind of woman, while Frost became more 80s kind of woman. Kind of 70s, like she looked a little bit more groovy than others. 90s, man. We're here to even do a show about it. But you know, so was Captain Marvel in the 90s. But whatever. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I got for you. What do you guys think of my new look? What do you guys think? Oh, also, of course, what do you think about the episode of The Flash? Let me know all that down below for your king, for your Goblin King. Look at me. Am I not worthy of to being king of you? It's West's Goblin King. Oh, what a joy that is to begin. Hail to the king, baby. Hail to the king. Anyway, I'm gonna end this foolish little thing. But I hope you liked this episode. Yes, it's a little bit earlier or a little bit too late, kind of thing. It seems the kind of thing. But I tried to get, like, I did an episode 4 days ago about The Flash, and now I'm doing one again because, you know, I missed one. So now I'm catching up, and I hope you like it. I hope you do. I hope to see you guys in my next videos. Thank you guys, my Goblin Nation. I am your king, and I say. Goodbye. Good night.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.